Hello, everyone. I'm here with Kate Britton. She is a good friend of mine. We've been working together for a lot of years,
A long
maybe
time.
yeah, 7, 8 years now. I wanted her on as the first presenter to talk about what to do as a brand designer slash web designer when the provided assets are not that good. So that's what almost all clients would provide bad content. So we need to work with that. And especially if they have a bad logo and stuff like that, it gets even worse. It's harder. So Kate is here to walk us through her thought process and just introduce what she does and sort of help us guide us through a way of finding the end of the tunnel there.
Thanks, PK. Yeah, so often we receive terrible assets from clients unless they've worked with a brand designer or you yourself do graphic design and web design like I do. Um, yeah, so often we're given such crappy elements, and we don't want to let that dictate poor web design because we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to put that in our portfolios, and we want better for the clients. So I guess this presentation that I've put together is how I very quickly in this particular presentation walk through the steps of how I would build out different assets that we can use in the brand to kind of give it an extra layer and more depth to just a simple, word mark logo.
I just wanted to maybe show what we have. So um, normally, I would probably be making more of these. So if you want to try this stuff out when you're learning it and watching Kate's presentation and future presentations, um, this folder will be available. And what you can do, and we use Business Coach on this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this actually has a bunch of stuff here. It has some images, a logo, colors, and it has a whole brief with a bunch of content. It's just filler stuff, but it does give you enough to work on and to start
It
your,
was a really
you
great
know,
framework to work from. And I
yeah,
think if there are people out there that are just getting started in web design and they want to start building out projects to put into their portfolio or just for practice, it's a really good starting point. And you can always take that information and, with ChatGPT now, you could flesh it out even more if you wanted to.
yeah,
So, yeah, I reckon I want to do this one next, the real estate one.
yeah, yeah. I actually made it say, like, sort of be a little bit Queenslander
Yeah,
and, sort of try to use more local wordings and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah. So, uh, I don't
I
know.
would,
I
I
don't
would love
know.
to see if everyone, like, if anyone does jump on and decide that they want to give this a go, like, please share it with me. I'd love to see your take on.
This would be a lot of fun. Like if we have people taking the same stuff and building out totally different layouts and stuff like that. Even trying new colors and trying new patterns and textures, that would also give it a different style, different direction overall.
So this workshop is all about creating strong designs from week start. So, when you get branding assets or you work with a client and maybe they've just got a really simple logo, um, or there's just not a whole lot to work with. Hopefully this workshop will give you a bit of an insight into my own process on how I build and flesh things out to build beautiful designs. So, first of all, PK has sent me a brief based on Claudia Campbell, who is a business coach. And so that's what we're working with. He's just given me some info along with some assets to work with. But basically, what are red flags to look for when clients send you their design assets? Well, things like low res logos, really vague copy, or no branding at all. So many of us have been there, and a lot of clients that I've worked with in the past haven't had the budget to be able to have branding and a website. So we often get their website up and then we deal with their branding down the track when they've got more money, and then we can edit things as they go. But for some clients, it's just important to get them online straight away. So what we can extract from the basic info that they give us is the tone that they're trying to achieve with their website, the goals for their website, their target audience, and we can work on content hierarchy as well. So the next thing I would do, I would take the logo initially and expand it out. So I just took it into Illustrator, traced the logo. I used the retype feature in Illustrator to find what font it was, which was Proxima Nova. And then I created different variations of it. I pulled this little icon out. I've made a horizontal version as well as a stacked version. I've taken it off the cream background that it was, and now I can use it and I can change the color and whatnot. I did even create this into a little video, which I can show you. So you can see here, I just popped this video into Sora, but basically everything was kind of square, and I wanted different aspect ratios for this site because squares don't really work very well. So I did that. If the brand is weak, your layout and your typography needs to lead. And you can do so much with just one typeface, which you can see here. I went through and I figured out the typography and how that's going to look. And then the next step was to create the mood board. So for me, a mood board becomes your North Star. I use it to justify design decisions later on, and I choose 1 to 2 visual anchors that I'm going to use throughout. You can see on this next slide, I've made some notes on it. So I really love this split background section on this one here. Level Up with Carmen kind of feels like it might be in the same niche. I definitely try and look outside of the niche that I'm working within. Yeah, I don't want to be doing a carbon copy, and I definitely don't want to be creating a coaching website that looks just like her competitor. So I loved this layout here, how it had the color blocks throughout. That's something that I do a lot within my work. I'm trying to get an overall feel of what the style is, the mood is. I don't necessarily follow colors so much because we've already got a color palette here. But then I pull out certain elements that I use as shape language, the feel for the type, and image treatment. So next up, I love to use texture, pattern, and visual interest within my designs. I just feel like it gives it an extra layer. And for me, it's really important that a website doesn't just feel static, that it feels like, it's going to sound tacky, but like it's a home with soul on the internet. You want your target audience to feel like they know you and your business and that they can relate to you. And I feel like subtle texture and pattern can really enhance the design. Textures and patterns are really important to creating a beautiful, layered and rich website that's got depth. So then from there, I wanted to start planning the layout for the homepage. So I translate the brief into the homepage wireframe, and then I create the hero section, a problem and solution or service breakdown, visual proof, which is testimonials or imagery, and then a call to action. So that's kind of the base that I use always, and I always play around with that from there. Now, when it comes to planning the homepage, I am a pen and paper girl. I like to quickly scribble down what I want. The other thing I also do is I will open up Pinterest. When I've got my pen and paper, what I generally do is I go through and I'll feed through this. And like this one, for example, I'll go, I really love this section here. It's got the big heading, it's got the copy aligned to the bottom, it's got an image in the middle, and it's got more text there. So I might just quickly draw that out. So I hope that that's really insightful into my process. I know it's been very quick, and I would love to dive in depth more on certain elements. So please let PK and myself know what you've loved, what questions you've got. I've been designing for 10 years now. A lot of my work is quite layered and feminine. And yeah, I just love web design, and I love breakdance. I love how quickly I can build in breakdance.
I think because we have that presentation that you had, I'll edit everything in, and it should be one full video.
I hope you all enjoyed the presentation.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.